Huge metal festival in Roseville at Goldfields, and that's in Northern California. I would definitely want to repost this. So if anyone can, it's $15 at the door, and I'm hosting the Battle of the Bands Metal Festival, and I'll be doing a burlesque performance by In This Moment, Maria Brink. So definitely come out
Very
and come
cool.
support us.
We'll put that link below in the show notes if anyone's out there and wants to go. So you're dancing, you dance, but in between your 20s and where you are now, getting ready to put on your dancing shoes. Is that what we say?
Yeah,
Dancing
I'll I'll
shoes?
I'll,
Okay.
I'll be in high heels. Yeah,
High heels, yeah, for burlesque.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Um, you did some radio show hosting. How did you get in that? How did you decide that? I know you went to school for that too, right? You got a broadcast
So, but
radio.
I entered school as pre-law to take over the family law firm, and and then I found out that radio
Wait,
was an
what?
easy A. Yeah, is that crazy? I
Okay,
entered as
that's
pre-law.
crazy.
I know, and then I wanted to party. I'll be honest. I joined a sorority, Tri Delta, and I was captain of the college dance team. And I was so busy with extracurriculars and partying that pre-law was a really difficult major for me in college. So
I
to be
bet.
completely blunt, I found out from someone on the basketball team that radio was an easy A. And so you should do like a radio show for a semester. And I tried it out in 2004 and I loved it. I just did an 80s hair metal, played crew all night and talked about what was going on campus and fell in love. And so I just switched to communication and did that for 4 years. And just, I love radio.
That's awesome. And you were doing a morning show too. Morning shows are hot.
Yes.
Especially when did you do those? What years did you do the morning
So
show?
2014 to 2015, I was on the morning show Bueller, Brett, and Stef with Rock 96.7 in Modesto. And that was a lot of fun. You have to show up at 4 a.m. though. As much as it's fun, you're on your P's and Q's. You're live at 5 a.m. So for an hour, you're researching what's going on. You also have people that just start hating you because of your opinion or what's going on. So you have to be a little bit more careful when you're this local character and you're grocery shopping and someone doesn't agree with what you're
Mm.
saying. So I didn't realize also how taxing it can be on you. But then I decided to
when
be a
they
mom and have two kids. So I took a radio
and
break.
and when they have that too, they see you as such a one-dimensional person that they hear on the radio,
Yeah.
and you completely lose everything that's behind the human being besides what you
Yeah,
say on the radio and probably the music you play
definitely.
too. That's crazy.
And even men, I know things have changed now, but obviously I've always known sex sells, and especially in rock radio. It's something that the correlation's huge. And so I would wear the station's bikini and show up to events, and men just really went crazy though. They went way too derogatory or into it. They didn't view me as like, wait, I'm also just
Really?
a person and not like a character all the time. That because I would talk about wild things and I would have sex talk with Steph and stuff, but also I can be boring and normal and have regular conversations. And I think that's hard for people to understand when you're on it on the radio. And
Right.
that,
Well,
yeah.
you're almost playing a character, and then you're playing that character in real life, but in a bikini, and people probably look at you like you're a prop of some sort.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Or like that you're retarded. I'm not that smart. I don't have anything upstairs. That was like a common theme of, okay,
Yeah.
no, I actually went to college for radio, but I don't know. I like to play up the fun silliness. And I will say I'm known for pushing the boundary with bands interviews and asking some inappropriate questions or that are on the wild side because I want something to be different. And that's why the bands I think remember me. A lot of guys sit down and they do technical questions on the third album, on the fourth guitar riff when you did this. I don't know music like that. I wish I did. I want to know like what groupie did you just have on? Why did you cheat on your wife and write that song? Like something kind of outlandish and a silly question that other
Right.
people don't ask.
Well, and I think too, when you ask those silly questions, or you go like you're almost leveling up, because people who maybe are a really big fan of the band want to know why this specific lyric on this specific album and this specific song was a certain thing or what it meant. But like that's not something that somebody who enjoys music or enjoys the band or knows a song or two is going to enjoy. But those kinds of questions that you're asking, I think it would be more entertaining to anyone, because it's almost like a little bit behind the scenes, but not behind the scenes of like the intricacies of the music.
Yeah. Or if I can make a band or director that's very famous and well liked feel a little bit uncomfortable and a little bit silly and shock them with a question, I kind of like that. I don't know.
What's your most shocking question you asked, and who'd you ask it to?
So I would say the way it all turned out, right? Because I've asked a lot of shocking questions, but the full package of the interview was Kelly Hansen, the lead singer of Foreigner. I said, "What's the
I love.
wildest thing to happen on stage?" Oh, I love Foreigner too. And you got to see this interview clip. Kelly Hansen goes, "I shit my pants." And
Oh
I'm
my
just like, "Oh,
god.
he's joking, right?" And then he goes into detail. It's one of my most popular interview clips on YouTube. And he couldn't poop for 2 weeks. So we took a laxative a couple hours before he went on stage, thinking it would take a while to work. No, as he's singing, he shit on stage. And
No. Oh
yeah, yeah. And that is
my.
replayed a lot. And so I feel like that was just, it turned out to be one of the wilder responses.
That is crazy. Don't take a laxative if you've got to perform or you're stuck
Yeah.
somewhere or you can't. I was like, actually, like, I ate something that did not sit well with me the other day, and I was like researching laxatives because usually this is such a weird conversation, but
That's
but like
fine.
usually I am very good bowel movement. Like it's
I'm consistent.
consistent.
I'm very
Yeah, I'm
consistent.
consistent. But my stomach is sensitive, so it gets upset sometimes. I usually go the other way, not the like constipated way. But I was
Yeah.
feeling like
Yeah.
really, really full and bloated. And I was looking at laxatives and I didn't know this. This was literally a couple days ago. I didn't know this, but some of them work in like 30 minutes, but some of them take 24 hours to 72 hours to work. And they're like different kinds. So
Oh.
he may have just grabbed the wrong one and whoops.
I know, and I feel bad for him, but that was cute. And then just a lot of like wild girls rushing on tour buses and just meeting bands naked, backstage, and you're just like, wow, like why? Like what? I don't know. A lot
That's
of
such an
thirsty fans.
Oh yeah, that's such an aggressive move. But would you say that's the culture? Because you've traveled a lot with bands. Is that the culture like back then? Yeah, is that still the culture, do you think, or has it
I'm
changed?
out of the what's going on right now. The
Yeah.
first time I'll be backstage in several years is Aftershock Music Festival, October 10th. So I am curious to know what's going on because yeah, it was, well, 2018 I worked Aftershock, but before
Okay.
then it was like several years ago. But it's fascinating. So the girls that do just like get topless and wait by the buses, usually maybe they can get a hookup, right? And that the hookup does happen, but they're not taken seriously. The band actually wants to have, or most musicians, conversations. They want to help write music with someone. They want to have deep conversations. They might even want to read a book with you. So if a chick is just getting naked or offering them some kind of like sexual enticing behavior right away, it's going to be a turn off for something serious in the long term.
Mm. Yeah, but I guess if you catch them at the right moment, maybe they'll go for something like that. But that makes sense. That totally makes sense. I think
I do
that's
see a lot of cheating. I think that's what's hard for me is it's weird.
mm,
I've been not cheated on. I've been around a lot of people cheating, and that's where I feel like my trust issues have come with a lot of wives fly in and they're all happy and they're kissing, and then the second they're back on tour, or they're stopping by the radio station, they have another girlfriend or a new side chick.
so
So
that's funny
it's a
because you
bummer.
think like me as an outsider, and I enjoy rock music a lot. I think we probably enjoy a lot of the same music. And I actually heard you on some other show that I listened to earlier today too. You just went to like Papa Roach, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. How
Yeah,
was
I was
that?
just
Just
that was
while I'm
really
thinking
fun.
about it.
I had Jacoby and Jerry, the lead singer and guitarist of Papa Roach, on my show with Playboy Radio, I think in 2010, and that was we sat down for like 40 minutes. And I have some highlight clips up on my socials
Very
now. But
cool.
they did an acoustic set last minute downtown Sacramento for free. They announced it 2 days prior,
Oh
and
wow.
I had to run downtown and go see them. And Jacoby is such a sweetheart. He's really big on mental health. And you see that he does his daily, what he's grateful for every single day and
Oh,
posts
I
it.
love that.
And he's a talent and he's a sweetheart. Like a lot of people, some bands I've been fans of, and then you interview and they're kind of mean or rude or running late, and it bums you out
Mm.
because you're like, oh, I really liked you. But not Papa Roach is one of those bands that's really grateful to sit down with everybody and to perform and like take time to talk to their fans.